Tutorial: to create receipt voucher. Step 1. From the menu bar, choose Accounting Entries, then Receipt Voucher, and select Create or Edit Receipt Voucher menu. Step 2. Click the New Entry button on the right of the screen to start making an entry. This creates a new system-generated transaction number, which cannot be changed by the user, and all entry-related default values also get set. If you want to check the last receipt voucher from this terminal, you can click the Cancel button. After clicking the New Entry button, always make sure that a new transaction number and all entry-related default values have reflected. When making a new entry, do not use the mouse and click on fields to enter values. We will be using the Enter key to move from one field to the other. This also ensures that data validation is completed. Step 3. Use the F5 key to switch the voucher type to cash, card, or check, depending on the type of receipt. Step 4. The cursor is on the reference number, which is where we start the entry. If you are using a manual voucher, that number can be entered here, otherwise you can leave it unchanged. The reference number must have a value, has to be unique, and cannot be duplicated. Press the Enter key when done. Step 5. We are now on the Date field. Type in the date of your voucher or select the date using the date picker. When finished, press the Enter key. Step 6. The focus is now on the debit account. Depending on voucher type, the default account is already selected. Simply press Enter to go to the next field. But if you want to select a different debit account, for instance, if we have a check receipt to the account Bank 2 account and the default account is Bank Account 1, we can select the account Bank 2 account. Let us type the first few letters of the account name, then press Enter. The lookup list appears with the list of ledgers matching the text we entered. If we wish to check based on a different text, again type the first few letters in the lookup window text box and press the Insert key. Use the up or down arrow key to select the account we are looking for. After selecting the appropriate account, press Enter. Pressing the Enter key again will display the ledger name and move focus to the next field. Step 7. In case of the check voucher type, the focus now moves to the check details. Using the Enter key, move from one detail to the other as you feed in the check details. Enter the check number, check date, and bank details respectively. When we press Enter key from the bank field, if the note is empty, it is updated automatically with the check details. Step 8. The focus is now on the notes field. You can edit the notes if required. Press Enter key when done. We now move to the voucher details, where we enter the account to be credited and the amount received for that account. A voucher may have just one or multiple details. There are 4 ledger types, namely debtors, represented by the code prefix 01. Similarly, the code prefix for other ledger types are 02 for creditors, 03 for employee ledgers, and 04 for general ledger. Step 9. The default ledger type for receipt voucher is debtors. So, to select a debtor, simply type the first few letters of the debtor account and press the Enter key. This brings up the lookup list from where we can select the appropriate account. If you know the exact debtor ID, you can directly enter the shortened form of the ID and press Enter. If you want to select a different ledger type, enter the appropriate prefix 02, 03 or 04 and press Enter to bring up the lookup list. From the lookup list, type first few letters of the ledger name and press Insert key. Use the arrow keys to move up and down the list. Choose the relevant row and press Enter key. Step 10. We are now back to the voucher entry screen. Press Enter key again from the ledger ID column. This displays the ledger name as saved in the master. The ledger name can also be edited if required. Press Enter once done. Step 11. The focus is now on the explanation field. The value of the note field appears here by default. This can be edited to record any relevant remarks for that row. After editing, press Enter to move to the amount column. Step 12. Now, you can enter the amount for that ledger and press Enter key. This detail row gets added and the next detail row gets automatically generated. Do not make any editing to this new row if you have only one detail. If there are additional accounts to be credited, repeat steps 9 to 12 until you have entered all the credit accounts. The gross amount of the voucher appears on the top, which can be used to verify the total voucher amount. Step 13. Click the Save button on the right of screen to complete the voucher entry. Step 14. You can click on the Print button to generate a document for the voucher. Click the printer icon on the top left. From the screen that appears, you can select the printer and then click the Print button. Step 15. Click Close to exit print screen. We are now back at the voucher entry screen. Step 16. Click Exit to close the receipt voucher entry screen, or repeat from Step 2 if you want to make another receipt.